So today, guys, we're going to be discussing the role of the Constitution. Yes, that's what we're talking about today. So, what is a Constitution and what's its job is our big question that we really want to talk about. And I'm sure some of you are already ready to answer. Cameron.
The Constitution's job is to ensure freedom and justice for people.
Okay. It sounds good. I'm looking for us to build on top of that. Taja, would you like to add to what Cameron said?
Yeah, it's to make everybody like anybody, your culture or your wherever you came from, feel equal.
We're going to go deep into it so we can clear up any misconceptions we may have about the Constitution and what its job is today. So to get started, I just want us to, where do you live? Think about where you live right now. What continent are we on?
North
America. And what country?
The United States of America.
And what state?
Tennessee.
What city?
Memphis.
All right, well, you're right. So the United States of America and the 50 states that make it up all have constitutions. But many people don't know exactly what they do, how they were created, or how they can be changed. State constitutions, states also have constitutions, and they differ widely, so they're not all the same. But their basic job is to lay out the organization of the government and the duties of the state officials. Read this for me, class.
The U.S. has a constitution in Tennessee. Every state has a constitution.
So every state has one. Today we are going to analyze and evaluate our constitutions. We're going to evaluate the U.S. Constitution and the Tennessee Constitution, and I have those for you right now. All right, so first I want you to take about a minute and a half by yourself, and I want you to read over it. What's going on here? The Corin, is he unwell right now? All right. Sometimes we get a little space. But in this paper that I'm passing out, I would like you to go ahead and tap into it. The first, so it is split up into two half sheets that represents the next sheet, right? So I can fit all this stuff on here because in this packet you have the Tennessee Constitution and the United States Constitution. And you can kind of pause here while I pass up these papers. Let's go. Here you have the Constitution. Let's look at that. You see, what's that? You see the Constitution of comparison. Everybody should be looking at their papers. So you see the Constitution of the United States. So if you go all the way down, and then you look over on the next side, all of this is page one, like page 1, page 2. Then flip over. Open it up. Open it up. And then the back, that first part, all of that is the United States Constitution. On that next column over there, it begins the Tennessee Constitution. The Tennessee Constitution are those 2 pages. Do you see what I'm talking about, class? Does everybody understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I want you to look at the Tennessee Constitution versus the U.S. Constitution. What is the difference? Your task. Read it for me, Celia. Loud and proud, please.
In 3 minutes, analyze both constitutions and decide how are they similar, how are they different, why might those differences exist.
All right, you guys. So take about 3 minutes, and I want you to look at the purpose. What are the constitutions trying to do? Who has the power in the Constitution? So identify who has that power, rights, and structure. But you only have 3 minutes, so let's go ahead and hop in. Everybody should be reading at this time.
Most of our constitution, they want this constitution to be
The U.S. Constitution talks about how,
All right, class, come back. Thank you. Come back. Thank you. So I hope that you were able to see both. Girl, you look like your hand wants to go up. Cameron, go ahead, Cameron.
Okay, so I think both of them are similar because both of them talks about the three branches.
So both talks about the three branches of government. And what you say that is purpose, powers, rights, or structure? Structure. So they have a similar structure. What was that structure, class? How many branches of government? Three. And what are the three branches of government? Judicial, right? All right, legislative, executive, and judicial. You got it. Anything else, Chase? Can you add something that was similar or different about the two constitutions?
Both of the constitutions talk about you need to be 18 for the right to vote.
So that has to do with who has power. In order for us to have the power to vote, you need to be what, you guys? 18 in the U.S. and 18 in the state of Tennessee in order to vote. Thank you for those contributions. All right, some other things, well, we talked about the three branches of government, but both also outline the duties and responsibilities of those who serve us in the government. We have representatives and we also have senators. In both of the constitutions, it outlines the jobs and the checks and balances that they have as their duties and service to the constituents, the citizens of Tennessee and of the United States. And we'll talk more about that in our next lesson. But today we're really going to dive in more into that Tennessee Constitution. In Tennessee, that means describing the jobs, as you said, of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. Constitutions also enshrine or explain the basic freedoms for citizens that live under them and place limits on what the government can do. So in this lesson today, Jess, can you go ahead and keep reading for me?
You will work together in small groups to evaluate what is the Tennessee State Constitution.
What is in the Tennessee State Constitution. And you are going to do what else, Talia? Well, not Talia, because I already called on you. Tadrick.
You will sort through
Paraphrase
quotes from laws and the state's constitution.
and Darrell.
you will have to decide which principles you believe are important and how to include in the Constitution.
Right. You're going to decide. I'm going to pass out some different laws and rules in the Constitution, amendments from the Constitution, and you're going to have to decide if it goes in the state constitution or if it is just a law. And we're about to do that in a second. So as we prepare for that, go ahead and pass your papers, close them up, and pass them down toward Jessica Colheim, Cameron, Jace, and Aiden. As you pass those papers, stay focused on me. I want to tell you more about the functions of the Constitution. And I want to hear from some of my students. So Darren, I'm going to get you to read this first paragraph. And then we're going to go to Tristan to read the second paragraph. And then Mariah is going to get started with that third paragraph. So loud and proud, do those for me. Loud and proud. In class, we're going to support them by tracking the board and being prepared in case they need our support.
Constitutions in the United States serve two main functions. The first and more well known is the Constitution established the
Foundational
foundational protections for citizens' rights.
You got this, Tristan?
The Bill of Rights and the U.S. Constitution and the Declaration of Rights and the Tennessee State Constitution outline rights that the government must respect and all laws and policies.
Thank you, Tristan. I'm gonna let Lila go ahead and finish that for you.
In this way, the Constitution acts as a check on government power.
All right. Who's starting that third paragraph? Mariah. And you don't have to stand right in front of the board because we want everybody to be able to see it. So if you can see it, just make sure the whole class can also see it as you read. Let's go.
The other end, let's discuss.
A little louder.
The other end, let's discuss function of the Constitution is to form the government. The state constitution creates and defines the branches of the Tennessee state government. It also assigns the different powers and authorities to each of the branches. Everything from the names of the three branches and how they interact with each other, to how each government official is chosen is the outline in the Constitution.
Thank you, Mariah. Right? The Tennessee State Constitution creates and defines the branches of the Tennessee state government. And it really gives all of the details to keep that government power in check. In this country, we don't want anyone or anything, any institution to become too powerful. From our history, we know that when any one entity becomes too powerful, things can get tough on people who are less powerful, right? So we like to check power, and that's why we have the three branches as a checks and balances system. In Tennessee, our Constitution has been through some changes. A Constitution is a living document, right? Have you ever worked on a Google document with a team of people? With a team of people, right? Share something, and so you can work on it. The Constitution is a living document that is breathing, is live, like a Google Doc, that can be amended. Like anybody can just go on there, right? But representatives and senators are elected so that they can introduce bills and introduce laws, and we can change our Constitution because it is a living document and it can be changed. So the Tennessee Constitution has actually been changed three times. It's been changed 3 times. Cameron, get started.
3 different constitutions have existed in Tennessee's history. The first was adopted in 1796.
What year was the first one, class?
1796.
Keep on, Cameron.
The state was founded
Adriana.
in 1835.
When, class?
1835. A new constitution was enacted to address issues arising from the state's
Rapid growth. Thank you, Adriana. The Constitution establishes the state Supreme Court. It provided more details about the judicial branch, reformed the way the states could implement taxes, and stripped away, you continue, many from the free African Americans. What year was that?
1835.
So, did it change to be better for everyone in 1835? No. It did hurt some people in that change that was made. But in, what's the next year?
1870.
1870. Jackson Coheim, can you go ahead and finish the real? They head up for me.
The third and current constitution was adopted in a direct result
As a direct result.
of the Civil War and Reconstruction eras. While the 1870 Constitution abolished enslavement.
Wait a minute, what does abolish mean?
Gone, destroyed.
Ended, destroyed, ended. Let's say ended enslavement. Keep on.
Slavery.
Come on, Jackson, keep going.
In Tennessee. It also allowed for segregation and the implementation of many Jim Crow era laws.
So Jim Crow era laws, right? So it did end slavery, but Jim Crow era laws, these are a different set of laws that only apply to black people, right? African Americans. And so it still has some limits. I'm here. here. Have your way. Go do what you're doing. I was gonna leave it. Go ahead. All right. Go ahead, sir. All right. Well, the Jim Crow laws, they still were not good for black people, not good for African Americans. And that Constitution remained unchanged until 1950. But guess what, y'all? Like I said, these documents are alive, and I passed them out to you guys so you can get started reading them. But it's not something you can read in a very short time because the language is heavy. There's a lot to break down. There's a lot to unpack. And this is just the outline of it, right? We have, like I told you in another lesson, we have so many other laws that explain and further help you to understand what's all in the constitutions and how to be good citizens in the midst. But there are still some things that are wrong. So I need you all to keep on learning. Learn about civics and you and how important it is for you to become citizens of the country. How old are you when you become citizens? 18 when you get that power to vote, right? So I need you to maintain that. But you can also lose those rights. And I don't want you to lose those rights. Because I need you to be able to be those people who are elected representatives, senators, presidents, leaders who make the changes, the judges who make the changes. So let's see, how far have we come? And doing my research to prepare for this lesson, I wanted to know more about the Tennessee Constitution. And I found this video, which is only about 5 years old. Let's see what I found. Oh, not what I wanted.
Senate advancing a resolution that will completely abolish slavery. Welcome back to News 2 at 4, everybody. I'm Erica Francis. There's currently a provision in the state constitution allowing slavery and indentured servitude as a punishment for prisoners. All but 4 Republicans voted against the measure. State Capitol Newsroom reporter Daryl Harris has more from Capitol Hill with reaction from both sides.
Yeah, Democratic lawmakers are calling for a closing of the loophole they say still exists in our Constitution. It was a bipartisan vote in the Tennessee Senate.
I think it's time that we removed an exception that allows those who are incarcerated to be enslaved.
While the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution abolished slavery, Article 1, Section 33 of the Tennessee State Constitution says that slavery and involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crimes, are forever prohibited in this state.
I think that Tennessee taking this step is important. We're joining the likes of Alabama and Nebraska and other states across the nation.
While the bill has support from both parties,
ayes 26, 4 nays.
4 Republican senators voted against the measure, including Senator Brian Kelsey, who was not interested in answering questions on why he voted no.
Oh, I talked about it on the floor.
However, Republican Senator Joey Hensley stood by his vote against the bill.
I didn't think it was necessary because the Constitution already says slavery will be forever prohibited.
As far as those who say it's not necessary, it is. Our Constitution is a moral document. It should reflect the values of Tennessee. And the values of Tennessee should say that slavery and indentured servitude is forever prohibited.
The House is set to vote on the joint resolution at a later date.
But this paper is called parchment. It's a special type of paper that is written on animal skin. What is parchment written on?
Animal skin.
Animal skin. And they did that so that the document can last a long time. If you were not able to touch it, I will make my way around so everybody can touch the parchment paper. All right, but I want to keep going. And that noise that I'm hearing, please minimize it, turn it off. Thank you. Before the Constitution, after the discovery of America, they created colonies in the New World. How many? 13 colonies, right? So one of these countries who formed colonies was Great Britain. And by the mid-1700s, Great Britain had created 13 colonies from New Hampshire in the north to Georgia in the south. Over time, the colonies grew frustrated with how they were being treated by Great Britain and their king and their government. After the Revolutionary War lasted for many years, the colonies won their freedom and the right to rule themselves. And there were now 13 states in the United States of America. We had to decide between different types of government. A democracy. What is a democracy? Do you know? Democracy is a system of government where the citizens vote to make decisions for their country. In a representative democracy, where the citizens elect representatives who make decisions for them. A monarchy. You know how many people rule in a monarchy? How many people rule in a monarchy?
18.
You know I taught you this last year. And in a monarchy, there is a single ruler. There is one ruler. And it is the monarch rules. There is one ruler. In an aristocracy, in the U.S. Constitution, they include a Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights explain what?
There's 10
There's a key word in the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Rights.
Right.
The rights of the people or the citizens of that place. That's right. All right, you guys. So now it's time for you to dig in and test your knowledge. I know that you had some time. So, Talia, why don't you and Brianna and Aiden work together for these? Why about you four work on these? And you can go ahead and start stretching them out. But listen up. Don't start talking yet. I need you to listen as I pass these out. I want to kind of explain to you what you are working on. I would like for y'all to work over here on Darren's list so you can work with them. Class.
Yes.
All right. Let me explain to you what you have to do here. I have set up a few different group areas. Y'all can work together. Jackson Coleman, you'll work with Mariah and Lila, and you two can work together. All right, you guys, I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. That is not a long time. In your hands, you have you have some laws, and you also have some actual amendments from the Constitution. You have some actual descriptions from our Tennessee Constitution. You have to decide if it is from the Constitution or if it is just a law. Okay? So go ahead and get them open. You're going to have 2 stacks. How many stacks are you going to have? That's a lot. 2. Now I have a hint for you, but I need you to listen so you can get the hint. Alright, you guys. The hint. Here goes the hint. Elements of the Constitution should do 1 or 2 things. It should either describe the job or the responsibilities of the government or guarantee basic freedoms for citizens. Laws are usually more specific to a certain topic. I'm giving you 3 minutes. Let's go. You are working with Caden and Princeton.
I wanted that.
It is illegal to drive.
This is
illegal for anyone to drive
okay. It's illegal that citizens are supposed to just straighten out.
Make sure you are having good discussions with your
Hello, you guys.
and they're not going to stay in your hand.
No, you don't even know.
You got 40 seconds, guys.
You got him right.
That's the law. It's like it talks about the government. So no, this is.
Wait. Wait, what? We'll finish everything. All right, that's not a lot. Well, now it's challenge time. I was hoping that everybody, ooh, come back to me, class. I was hoping that everybody would finish. Go ahead right now and collect all of your laws and principles from the Constitution. Get them together, stack them up. And one nice neat stack in 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. You should have a nice neat stack. Go ahead and stand up behind your chair. Push your chairs in. We're actually about to go outside for this part. Don't move it. I gotta make sure I got stuff in trouble because I hear. I changed it out to do what I actually.
Talks about the basic rights people have, like how people are free.
Rights that people have. What else will we identify in the Constitution? What else does it do, Cameron? Adriana has your back.
It tells the Bill of Rights.
The Bills of Rights or the Declaration of Rights. And it also outlines the roles and responsibility for the government. The laws are more specific. So let's get to it. All right. Citizens of Tennessee can peacefully gather to tell elected officials what they should do or what they would like to change.
Constitution.
Constitution. That is Jason and Tadrick. All right, read this loud and proud.
The supreme executive power of the state is granted to the governor.
Is that the Constitution?
Constitution.
Why is it the Constitution?
It talks about the governor.
It talks about the power of the governor. So that is in the Constitution. So we want to know if it's in the Constitution, Mariah, or if it's just a law. Okay? Can you read this loud and proud? The judicial.
The judicial power of the state is granted to one Supreme Court.
Constitution.
Because it talks about.
Why?
It talks about the judicial.
The judicial branch is outlining power. There.
The General Assembly can create several lower courts as needed.
State.
Is that a law or the Constitution?
Law.
All right, raise your hand for law. All right, we are wrong here. This is actually a part of the Constitution. It's the General Assembly. We haven't heard from Princeton today. Y'all gotta listen. Y'all gotta listen. This is a good one, and you probably didn't know this. At the end, when Princeton gets done, if you already knew this, give me a thumbs up. If you did not know this, give me a thumbs down. Go Princeton loud.
All Tennesseans have the right to sail on or use the Mississippi River, but they cannot give that right away to any other nation.
Is that in the Constitution or is that a law?
That's a law.
That's a law.
Because it talks about Tennesseans.
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry.
All right. So thumbs up. Did you already know that, or thumbs down? You did not know that. Did you know? Y'all didn't know y'all had access to the Mississippi River. We can sail on it. We can use it. I did not know that. Before I did this activity, I did not know this. So that was one of the things that I did learn. Is that we have the right to the Mississippi River, and it is actually in our Constitution. Gregory. Don't look at it yet. Gregory, go loud and proud.
It is illegal for anyone to drive over 65 miles per hour on any highway on the road in the state.
Loud. Do it again. Go fast and loud.
It is illegal for anyone to drive
I can't hear you. That's why I asked you to read it again. I need you to do it loud for me, Gregory. You're going to do it 10 times if you don't do it loud. Come on, Gregory. I need you loud. So they're going to read it with you, but you still going to read it. Go over there with them. That child. Come on, confidence, Gregory. Come on, Gregory. Gregory, no, she ain't going to be able to do it with you if you're going to act like that. He got it. Because listen, look at me. The first time you decoded, you read through it, you got this, you know the words. Now it's all about confidence. All right? As in you said loud, proud, we're going to move on. All right? You got this. Let's go.
It is illegal for anyone to drive over 65 miles per hour on any highway or road in the state.
It is illegal for anyone in this state to
law.
have
It's
All right.
It's a law. It's a law.
All right. You are right. It is a law. Go ahead. Leave that out. Just put it down there. But don't put it on our Constitution because it don't go there. Just set it down. We got a law. All right. It's Jackson's turn.
The General Assembly, the ability to make laws for the state shall be granted to a General Assembly made up of a Senate and a House of Representatives that will be elected by the people.
Pass. Constitution or law?
Constitution.
It is the Constitution. Why? Because it's talking about what? The General Assembly. Loud and proud. Let's go, ladies. Representatives
Will hold office for 2 years and Senate for 4 years. For the day they are elected.
Is it in the Constitution or is it a law?
That's a
Constitution. Constitution, why?
It talks about senators
It talks about power, right? How long they can serve, how long senators can serve. You're absolutely right. All right, I'm going to let these two.
All public schools in Tennessee must have a school year at least 200 days long.
Is that a law or is that in the Constitution?
That's a law.
That is a law. All right, and my last group.
Anyone who lies to get a service without paying for it has committed theft.
Class, what is that?
A law.
It is a law. You guys have done awesome. Is there anything that you thought, is there anything that you felt like should have been somewhere else? And do you have a strong feeling about something that shouldn't have been somewhere?
I think this one.
So the one about the Tennessee River was very unfamiliar to us, yes. So we definitely need to spend more time with it because we have a lot of laws and we have a lot of different rights and we want to understand everything, our duties and responsibilities as citizens. Thank you guys. Thank you. Please help me clean this up.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Dang.